Hello, everyone. Incredible evening. Afternoon. We're not at evening yet. It's definitely only afternoon. I'm tripping. Incredible afternoon. Oh, I thought it would put up my thumbnail, but it didn't. It definitely put up my face looking all crazy. Okay. There we go. All right, let's go over here. Let's set our preferences real quick so we can get into this. Hopefully, it even shows up on YouTube. Not YouTube. What's this people call? Facebook, because some of you guys over on Facebook were sending me the screenshots that it said content not available. So I don't really know what's going on with that, but I'm still going to go. I'm still going to do this video. All right. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and get this all shared out. All righty. Let me go back over here. Hi, everyone. That's on right now. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. This week, we have really been focusing on pricing and understanding pricing. So we're going to keep the ball rolling today with that as well. This has been a week of just pricing. All right. So let's see. Let's go share. We're going to share this to a group. All righty. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to go ahead and share that out again to the other group. What the heck? Seriously, it didn't copy the one from the other group. Seriously, seriously. That wasn't cool. All right, let's see if we can go over here. And I don't know why my Control C copy isn't working. So we got that all copied. Let's go back over here so we can try and share this out again. There we go. All right, if you're watching over on Facebook and you can see me, just go, please, 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 if you could leave a comment. I'm just trying to see what's going on with Facebook. So if you're watching over on Facebook, not YouTubers, if you watch over on Facebook, can you please put in the comments, uh, we're here, or wave, or put like the eyeballs, like we can see you. So let me see you. I just want to know, because we were having some issues with Facebook and the interface between Facebook and StreamYard. So if you can just let me know who's on right now, specifically right now for Facebook users. We're going to come back to y'all on YouTube, but for Facebook users, I just really need to kind of get a gauge and just to see if that issue has been corrected. All righty. Alrighty. Ooh, so maybe still having an issue with Facebook. It's okay. We'll figure it out at some point here. But hello, everyone. I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. Gotta bring microphone over. 365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. We carry the absolute best summation paper and ink. Our summation paper is the most efficient and quality paper that you will find, because unlike all of our other competitors, we have a paper where you can sublimate at 365 degrees as fast as 30 seconds. No cover sheet required, no butcher paper. We have very minimal ghosting. We don't get a lot of people that ever really say anything about like it jamming like that. Like some of the others, it's really, really great quality paper. So definitely check it out. We do have a sample pack of 20 sheets on the site if you're not ready to commit to a full 100 sheets. But I tell you, I promise you, it'll be well worth the purchase. And you can use it with converted Epson printers. You can use our paper with Sawgrass printers. You can use our paper with the Epson sublimation printers, the F170, the F570. So any sublimation printer, you can use our paper without any risk of like warranties, avoiding warranties or anything like that. All right. So definitely check that out at shop.hsinc365.com. We also are the home of 365 Creative Academy, where I help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of trainings, such as this. So this is going to be the, get your mind kind of thinking on some things. But then in our academy, we do have more detailed and structured sessions and classes and trainings. Matter of fact, we have one tonight. So if you're interested in hearing more about our pricing therapy, go ahead and type me in the comments. If you want to hear more about our pricing therapy session that's happening tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But what we're going to talk about in this live training is your revenue capacity when it comes to your business. I think I always have to do my intro before I go live on TikTok, because I think the minute you start saying like .com and all these other stuff and start saying like your website, they don't like that. They want people to stay on their platform. So I have saying that as soon as I get onto TikTok, it's like, it's great to get in over there and tap into that audience, but their AI and how they pick up on stuff and the things that they're sensitive about, it's crazy over on TikTok. Oh, excuse me. But like I said, we're going to talk about revenue capacity and what you need to know about that, and how important that is for you to maximize your profit goals. Like whatever you have set for your profit margins. And some people will say sale goals, some people will say revenue goals, but we don't really want to focus just on how much we make, like how much we bring in. We want to really focus on how much of that are we actually profiting to take care of the business, but also be able to fund your life and your lifestyle and pay your bills if this is going to be your primary source of income. Okay. So I would advise, if you were just hearing that, right, and want some participation in here, want to know that you guys are with me. If you come to tonight's session, we're going to ask this again. I'm going to ask this same question again. Man, what is wrong with me? I'm tongue-tied right now. But I want to know from you guys, as far as, what do you think? What does that mean to you if I'm saying your revenue capacity? What does that mean to you? And while you guys formulate those answers, so there's someone from Facebook. Incredible greetings. Hello, Claire. Hello, Ann, Phyllis, Kat. How art thou? What does revenue capacity mean to you? Your revenue capacity. Okay, making all the money I can make. Okay. That's a very interesting perspective on that. What we can push out. We're getting a little bit closer to that. So if we're going to say what we can push out, what factors do you think will play a part in that? I love that. She's like, making all the money I can make. That's my revenue capacity. Okay. I've been using the Polo reference this whole week, but today I'm going to use my Roland BN20 as our reference point for you guys to understanding your revenue capacity. Kind of sort of there, the amount of money you can generate within a specific time period. How much work or orders we can take and complete with good quality. Woo-hoo! You're a smart cookie, aren't you? I think that you've been in some really great business trainings and seminars. The equipment you have at your disposal will affect, how much you can push out. So good one, good one, good one. All right. So all of those are basically along, that they're on the right track. There are along the lines of determining what your revenue capacity is. So I'm going to now speak from the standpoint there. In every business, there is different parameters, like different things that's going to affect your revenue capacity, whether it be the amount of product that you have on hand, if it is the equipment that you have, if it is the staffing that you have to be able to push things out, like the help that you have. It has nothing to necessarily do with like the money that you have on hand, because if you have certain things in place, you can make more money. All right. So for this example, we are going to use my Roland for this one. And if I was using that one and I wanted to create a business where I'm making transfers, I'm printing out stickers, you can also do like HTV shirt transfers and things of that nature. And if I only had one machine. So your revenue capacity is basically, like you said, how much you can make within not just a certain time frame, but based off of the equipment that you have, the resources that you have, the help that you have, how much can those machines that you have, right? Whatever equipment you actually have, especially if you are hand making anything, how fast can it go? And once you determine like how fast can it go, how long are you willing to work? If you are working hands-on in your business and you're the ones, hand making them and creating them, how long will it take you to produce it? How many hours a day do you want to make? For me, I like to kind of look at your revenue capacity within a day, right? Some people will go and say, oh, over the course of a month. Well, we can't really predict the future. So if you focus kind of on a day, maybe even, a week, but not really try and do it for the entire month. What can you do in one day? If you had to like, look, I got to figure out how to make this money in a day. What can I do? Like if there was a specific amount that you needed to make, based off of what you have available at your disposal, could you meet that goal? That is your revenue capacity. So let's say with my Roland BN20, right? Spent a good little amount of money on it. The Roland BN20 allows you to print up to really 8. For this one, I'm going to use vinyl. Although you can print adhesive vinyl, you can print heat transfer vinyl for dark shirts, for cotton shirts and colored shirts and things like that. We're only going to focus on decals, stickers, basically, right? So it can take up to 20-inch media, but it can only print about 18 and a half inches wide because there's media clamps and things of that nature. Unlike some of the other machines that are larger, they don't necessarily have media clamps. They have like big old pinch rollers that's holding everything in place. So you could and then where the print head is, it can pretty much go edge to edge, but you cannot do that with the Roland BN20. So you're going to be limited on your material. So if you're doing a bunch of different decals, that's going to, you might have been able to fit like one more or two more. Now you have to take it down to like one. There are so many scenarios, but my suggestion, and this is going to be a little gem for you guys, if you're not going to attend our pricing therapy, I'm going to give you a small gem. There's going to be so much packed into this session tonight at 7:30 p.m. But when you're trying to figure out your pricing, if you throw in a bunch of variables, it's going to be really hard to figure out like a baseline and how much you can actually make. So my suggestion to those who are getting into this business is to figure out if you could only make one product, which ties into our discussion on yesterday. If you could only make one product, 2 days ago, one product, do you know the time frame, like how long it's going to take, how much material it's going to take, and things? Start there to determine your pricing, because if you're only doing that one, that will be your max revenue that you can make over the course of a day, a week, a month, a year, if you're only doing that one. Now, once you add other things into the mix, because they're at different price points, it's going to be hard to really figure out a projection for how much you're going to make for the year. And when you want to move into things like really setting up your business plan, when you're ready to really do that, I mean, it's something that you should do, but I already know, like, let's be honest. Most of us don't think about like an actual business plan and think about projections. And, we're not thinking about getting funding. We want to think that, oh, because it's a craft business, no bank, no investor is going to give me money for my craft business. But that's not the case. If you have an actual business plan and you're thinking about projections and you can show them numbers. If guys have ever watched Shark Tank, they're looking at, they'll put it in their pitch. It's a requirement to put in their pitch what they are projected to make over the next 6 months, year, or whatever. But you have to know your numbers. If you have a business where things are pretty consistent, and it's pretty standard, it's easier to do that. Most crafters, you guys are never going to know how much you can actually make because you're all over the place and you want to do every single creative thing under the sun. The moment you see somebody do something in a craft group, in one of these help groups, in one of these coaching groups, you're like, look, I'm on it. Sign me up. The one thing I've been trying to do for forever, it's not working. Sign me up for this new thing. And that's not going to work either because you don't know how to properly price it. You don't know how to figure out your projections on whether or not this is going to be profitable for you. So if you start with one thing, out of all of the equipment that you've purchased, all of the blanks, all of the supplies that you have created, you can eventually do that. And I would recommend like your top, maybe once you do your one, maybe go to like your top 3 items, your top 5 items, and methods, and do the same thing. If you were only doing this one thing forever, ever, if she says, ouch, call me out, why not? I know, I'm telling y'all, that's what y'all do. Y'all want to jump on everything. And then you just have all this stuff in your creative space and it's not making you money. It was fun to make, but you don't even know if you have a market for it, who you're going to market it to. Y'all are already scared to even talk to people and actually act like you have a business because you don't want to come off as salesy, but you have a business. All businesses are designed to sell. So that's one of the first mindset shifts you guys have to get out. Like you have to have a mindset shift and get out of the thinking that you don't want to sell. Like you don't want to come off as salesy. You don't want to come off as you're begging for a sale. No, you're there to sell. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, you want to just take one and then figure it out. So for this particular example, I'm going to use 4-inch decals, right? If I were to fit it, no matter if it's big, it can be 4 inches by 4 inches by 2, 4 inches by 3, 4 by 4, 4 by 1. It does not matter. I'm going to base this off of doing 4-inch, make whatever fits within this 4 by 4 box. Okay. Now this will change if I decide that, hey, I want to use my roll-in. I don't care if you want 5-inch stickers that's 5 by 10, or you want a big Mickey Mouse cutout. I can't figure, right now, as I'm starting, I'm trying to figure out this machine, figure out how much ink it uses, figure out the vinyl. I'm only selling for anything that fits in a 4 by 4 box because you can easily calculate that. Once you start throwing in other things, the variables change. And then it's going to be where it's going to be hard to know if you're really making money or if you're losing money. So like I said, we're going to go off of a 4 by 4 box. Okay. So remember I said it will print technically up to 18.5 inches wide. So I'm going to set my page to 18.5 by 4. Okay. And I'm going to make a 4 by 4 box. We're going to go 4 by 4. And I'm going to put that on my page. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there is some change. Like there's a little bit there, but we can't really account for that because it's not a full 4x4. So if someone was to order a design that was a full-on circle and it was to fit in there, I can't fit something else. If I am making decals to sell to someone as a crafter, right? When you're doing everything yourself, your mindset is to pack everything in here. Y'all have done gang sheets, and I've seen some of you guys set up gang sheets, and you're trying to put something in every nook and cranny. But if you were selling these to someone, you wanted to have a sticker business, you have to be able to cut that off and for them to be uniform in size. So although it's 18 and it was 20 inches, this particular machine does not allow you to do the full 20 inches. So you can't go and say, oh, I'll be able to get 5. If they're 4 inches, I can get 5. So you have to know your equipment. How do you know your equipment? You're going to have to do some test prints, things that's not going to make you any money. Story for another day. Y'all don't like to do that. Everything that y'all put your hands on, you print it out, you expect it to make you money. No, definitely not the case. We're going to discuss that in therapy, okay? Therapy is tonight. We're going to discuss this toxic relationship you have with squeezing everything in and thinking that every time you touch your equipment, it's supposed to make you money. No, okay? It can eventually lead to you making money, but it's not going to immediately make you money. So all we can fit on there is 4, right? I'm going to take this only because I know how I set up. No, actually I did it in 4 inches. Or let's even say, because I think when I did this one, they were actually about 2. I'm going to actually go to my not LED candles, memorial. I'm going to go to this one because I just did an order of some decals. Oh, shoot. I forgot to pull the pictures off of my phone. Damn it. I'm going to have to pause y'all for a minute. I forgot to pull the pictures off of my phone. I forgot. Okay, yeah. So this was 18 and a half by 4 inches because the ones at the top were actually 2. No. So this one was 6. So the box was actually 6 inches. So should have changed that. This will be for 6 inches. But y'all have to give me a minute because I forgot to send these pictures to myself, and I got to send them to myself over on Facebook. Y'all can see it over here, but they won't be able to see it. And while I'm gone, run those likes up, please. Thank you. Oh, wrong thing. Dang it. Okay, share Messenger. And we're going to send that to myself. Send. All right. Think they sent. All right, there we go. Those sent. And now I'm going to pull them up over here. Can't believe I forgot to do that. It's 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. 7:30 Eastern. Anytime I put anything out, always know that's going to be Eastern Standard Time. Right now, it is 4:16 in Miami. Yes, therapy. We are having a pricing therapy session tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's very affordable. If you've never experienced any of my teaching, this gives you an opportunity to experience that. Some people will do like a free webinar. Ours is just $563, but it's going to be very, very helpful for you because I've noticed that people have a toxic relationship when it comes to pricing and how they view their business, mainly because they're stuck on this whole craft business thing. And thinking that everything should be cheap and everything they should be looking for the least expensive option for every single thing. It's going to affect how they make money. So if you are interested, join us this evening for our business pricing therapy. You want to come to therapy? Well, all you got to do is go over to the website, link in bio, and you can come and join us in therapy for $5.63. So that's it. Y'all know we love 365 over here. So that's 365 backwards. Yeah. Okay. So let me pause. She distracted me. All right, let me pull these up real quick. All right. This one, yeah. So this was actually 6 inches. And I got to find the one that's 4 inches. Where's the one that's 4 inches? I didn't take the picture of the one that was 4 inches. That's the most important one. Okay, so we're going to change this. Okay, wait, no. That is... Okay, that one is 4 inches. And that is the one that took 7 minutes. Yeah, okay, so that took 7 minutes. And then the one that was 6 inches took 10 minutes. All right, so let me pull this up and pull this on this screen so y'all can see. I'm going to hit share screen. So present, we're going to go share screen, entire screen, and there we go. So it's going to probably be hard to see, but I'm going to show you guys over here as well. So let's go enhance and background. Let's go here. And then let's go. Okay, so I got to move out of the way. So you should, oh, and I guess you guys, oh, wait, this is the wrong one. Hold on. So you guys may not be able to see it. You can probably see it better on TikTok. But on my standard setting, which I personally only print from my Roland on the standard setting. That's it. I only use the standard setting. So it would take 7 minutes. And when they're showing it, it's only to print it. That's not the time to actually cut this out. So to print 18.5 by 4 inches, it takes 7 minutes. Okay? 7 minutes. I'm going to show another one only because I want you to see that it's based off of the size. So now if I go and, okay, so that's that one. That's 4 inches. This one is 6 inches, which you can't really see on that one. Let's go here. Okay, so this is 6 inches. This one right here. Oh, wait, I keep forgetting. I got 2 different places I'm supposed to be doing this at. Hold on. Okay, so that one is 6 inches. That takes 10 minutes. That is 6 inches. This is also 6 inches. And let me find that picture, that graphics for you guys over here. So this, oh, that one is also 6 inches. But as you can see, there are more decals on that one because they are only about like 2.5 inches in height. So I'm able to fit more on there within that same 6 inches. And then if we go back to, oops, wrong one. If I go and show you this one, this is also 6 inches in height, 18.5 inches wide, but it's not as many decals. Okay. This is why I say you have to figure it out based off of one type of print job. So if you do it at least off of a single 4x4, in this case, it's going to be easier to figure out, because the cost, like if you were to do the math on it, the one that had, actually, let me go back over here because I can't tell from my picture how many I have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. The ones that were 2.5 inches, you're able to fit 14. Same amount of vinyl, but you have 14 decals. So if you're doing the math on that, you would know, I'm not going to go through all the math on it, but you would know how much each one of those costs, right? Now, the same exact size, but with larger decals where you can only fit basically 6, because there's 2 of the main ones and then 4 of the name. So you can only fit 6 on there. Same amount of vinyl, same amount of same amount of vinyl. It's going to take the same amount of time, 10 minutes. But when you do the math on that, and if you calculate your material divided by 6 compared to 14, those prices are going to be different. So do we see, just in that example alone, why it's important to follow that first rule I laid out, that you have to take one, not with all these different variables. You have to take one way of doing whatever it is that you do. Pick one to find your starting price. Do we see why that makes sense now? Do we understand why that makes sense? TikTok. I'm about to lay out something that's really gonna bless y'all. 210 likes is not gonna cut it. If we can't get that up to a good, I need y'all to do it to your fingers hurt. If we can't double tap and get that up to at least a good 2,000, by the time I get done with my next point, I'm cutting y'all off. Okay. All right. Okay, so yes. All right. So let's go to, I'm actually going to go back to not using the 4x4. I'm going to use I'm going to stick it in the 4x4. Right, action. So the way the rolling works, it doesn't matter how many images are there. Even if it was one decal within that 4-inch space, because that particular printer, it goes the full span and only drops ink one way, and then it comes back, and then it drops ink again, and it's going to go the full distance. There's other ones where it's going to go where it prints at, but that particular printer goes all the way across. Okay, so even if you have one decal there, that 4-inch space is going to take 10 minutes. 10 minutes, even to print one. So it doesn't matter if it's 1, if it's 14, if it's 6, it takes the same time. Now, what's going to be faster, of course, is how it cuts, because it doesn't have to cut 14 or 6. It only has to cut 1. So that is where the time will differ, but for print, it will be the same. So if you had to print a bunch of jobs, I'm going to do this the same way that I did yesterday, right? How many hours per day do you physically, because most times it's you physically working in your business, and you know your limitations. So let's just be honest. How many hours per day do you want to be physically working on your business? Because you still have to set the jobs up. You have to send it there, like in work mode. How many hours per day do we want to be working our business? Realistic, like be honest. Whether it's 3 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, an 8-hour day of running that printer, a 10-hour day, a 12-hour day, a 15-hour day. How much time are you going to give your business? Okay, so we got 4 to 5 hours over here. Incredible afternoon, Crystal. Welcome in. Okay, so someone else said a full 8 hours. Okay. I see 6 hours. I see 4 hours. 4 hours. Okay, so let's split. Okay, 2 or 3 hours after work, but more on weekends when I'm off. Yeah, I love how you wrote that. Look here. I peak at 4 hours, okay? That's all you're going to get from me. I love that. I think I'm going to use that only because of how I was about to go with 6 hours, but I'm going to go with 4 hours because I love how you wrote. She was like, look, I peak at 4. I'm done. We can't say that. If you're just going to say as many as needed, you are not going to know how much money you can actually make. You have to have a set time. So we can't. Now, sometimes things may go over, but you have to have at least a projected time. And if you go into this mindset of as much time as needed, you're going to be working. You're going to be overworking yourself, and that's when you start to give more than what the customer paid for, because you end up spending all that extra time, as much time as needed to make this perfect, to give them more than what they paid for. Then you have no control over your time. You're not mapping out your time for marketing, for customer service, for ordering, time for you. So I need you in therapy. I need you in therapy tonight, because you have a toxic relationship with your business if you think that it's as much time as needed. I need you in therapy tonight. Okay. All right. So we're going to say 4 hours, right? So with cutting it, and this goes back to figuring out like using one variable. Dang it. I got time to keep flipping back and forth. Y'all can see it over here. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pull this back up on the screen. Okay. So with this particular example, it's contoured. So how it cuts going around that is going to take longer than if it was just a square, or if it was a circle, or if it was just a single shape and it's like one cut. And versus going like in and out, in and out. And then with the names, there's internal cuts and things like that. And that machine doesn't really cut very fast at all. So I would recommend, when you're figuring it out, like for me, when we figured out ours, I didn't go off of the easiest thing to cut. I based it off of the most complicated thing to cut, because that's going to be worst case scenario. So let's say it takes, I think that says 10 minutes to print, but if it takes 5 minutes to cut, I have certain ones to where it takes longer to cut than it does to print, because of how detailed the cut is. But we're just going to say 5 minutes or so to print. That means I'm not going to do the 6 stickers. I'm going to go off of, let's say we were doing 2.5 inches, or 3-inch stickers. So we're doing the 6. We're going to do the full 6. And we're going to do 2 sets. And with that one, that comes out to, okay, we're going to go 6. And then we're going to go 3 by 3. I got 14 because these were super, super skinny. But for this one, they have to be uniform. So, all right. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 12 decals, 12 stickers. So in 15 minutes of actual print time, not weeding it or anything like that, not cutting it down, in 15 minutes of print and cut time, you're only going to get 12 decals. Now the system goes and it kind of like does pauses and things like that. If they're like for different jobs, and every time it's going to be different, it has to go in, go out, or whatever. So I'm just going to put in a 2-minute break in between each job, right? So we're now at 17 minutes, which is going to be such an odd number for figuring out an hour. Okay, so 60 divided by 17. That means we can do 3.5 print jobs in an hour. That's it. That's it. 3.5 print jobs within an hour. So if you break it up to 2 hours, you can do 7 print jobs. That means for however many you want to work per day, if you worked your marketing and people were coming to you, right? And you had, let's say you're starting out and you want to run a special. You're trying to get the word out about your business that, hey, we do printed decals and we can print your decals for your large cutouts. But before you can get to large cutouts, you got to get clientele in. They have to know that you have this capability. So you might be running a special or whatever on these, and you cannot defer from it, right? Up to 3x3 and 12. So you're going to price it based off of 12 decals that are no bigger than 3x3. So if you were running that job continuous, you set them up. I'm not going to include some people say they tap out at 4 hours. If you tap out at 4 hours, you have to then set up all of these, which means printing, you may only be able to do 2 hours. And then there's like stuff afterwards. So really you're down to like only 1 hour of printing. Let's say an hour and a half. Because if you only are giving yourself 4 hours a day, right? You have to go in and set all of these up and send them to the Roland. And then once it's done, you're going to have to possibly weed them. You're going to maybe have to mask them depending on which vinyl you use. And that's going to take up time. So if you or yourself are only able, your capacity is 4 hours for everything that you are actually touching, you may not be able to do 7 orders. You're at 3, let's just say 4 orders in a 4-hour day because of everything else that it takes to get all of that set up. So you see how it's important to know how much time you're going to give to your business is going to determine your revenue capacity. Oh, yeah. Okay. The likes is liking. That means y'all liking this information. All right. Let's say each one of those 3-inch stickers, you're charging 75 cents. Actually, you know what? I'm going to even make it, let's just say 75 cents. I was going to say $1, but no, right? So 75 cents. 0.75 times 12. You only make $9 off of that. Now it only took 10 minutes. So you made $9 in 17 minutes. So times I'm just gonna put 4. It's 3.5. I'm just gonna put times 4. So within an hour, actually no, let's just do times 3. 9 times 3, $27. $27 an hour is all you're going to make from that printer doing 3-inch stickers that you are pricing at 75 cents to stay competitive with everyone else. And like the other companies, you're charging 75 cents for this 3-inch sticker. Or let's even take it up. And we did 1, that's $12. And if you technically can do 3 without going over, you can do 3, you're making $36 an hour. So let's say, for the sake of this, your 4 hours was that. I'm going to set all that stuff up because it may not take that long to set it all up. I'm going to let that run. I want to monitor and be there to because that one sometimes would be babysat. Monitor that and have that going for 4 hours a day. So that would be 48. I mean, that would be, no, it's still 12 times 3.5. Yeah, 42 and then times 4. So you can make in a day $168. How many days a week are we running this printer? How many days a week are we running this printer? 5, 6? 6? We're gonna run the printer 6 days a week times. Oh, she said only 3 days a week. We're gonna go with 6. So in a week, just running that printer, nothing else, just like, because you're charging $1 for each of these, it's going to take you about within, like, with the, even with like a little break in the middle, worst case scenario, because if it's like a circle, it's going to be done in less than 5 minutes. But if it's something detailed or whatever, it may take you 5 minutes to cut that out. So kind of like mid to worst case scenario, you'll be able to make $1,000 a week if you had the jobs to have that running 4 hours a day for 6 days a week. Now, if you're not able to commit to that, everything gets in the way. You have your kids, you have your job, you have your significant other. You want to go to a day party, with your friends. You want to go shopping. You want to go to the Beyonce concert. These things are now going to cut into your time. So if your life is so busy to where you cannot give it, at least setting everything up to where your one printer can run 4 hours a day for 6 days, you can't make $1,000. So you have this thing of, I want to make $1,000 a week, but you can only give it 2 hours a day, 3 days a week. How are you ever going to meet $1,000 a week? Some would say, I'll do bigger decals and I'll charge more money for them. That still doesn't change how much time it takes to print them on this particular printer. So it goes back to, you have to know the equipment that you have. So it might be, I want to ball out. I want to have this print shop. I'm starting out with this because this is what my money can afford, but I'm not going to reach these hefty sales goals with this one printer that takes 10 minutes to print anything that is within a 4-inch space. In order to know if you are able to even hit 6 figures in a year, you have to know your revenue capacity based off of your equipment, knowing your equipment, how fast it prints, how fast it cuts, how fast it cures if you're doing resin, how long, because now it's you, how long do you take to put stones? Are you a beast with it and you go and you're like like you can just see it? These are things that determine your revenue capacity. And if you don't know that, you're setting yourself up for failure because you're letting people tell you, in the craft business, you can make 6 figures. In the t-shirt business, you can make 6 figures. The t-shirt industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. As a whole, it is. But just because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, that don't mean you're going to get a fraction of that, because you don't have the capacity to make that kind of money. So you're setting these unrealistic, these toxic goals for yourself in your business, and then you're going to be disappointed. You're going to want to give up because there's no way for you to ever meet these goals. And that's just with one thing. So now imagine throwing in the monkey wrench of these 30,000 things that you guys have picked up in these groups that you want to try out. And each one requires you to switch your brain and switch doing this, run back and forth, do all of these different things. And you want to do it all by yourself. It's not possible. Y'all can say people don't like watching me, maybe because I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to give you false hope on, what you can accomplish. It is possible as long as you are set up and structured the correct way. If you're trying to run a business that you want to make six figures, unless you have something like, okay, so for us, right? You have to be willing to put in the money up front. We have the best sublimation ink and paper around, but we also had to put up 5 figures to get that ink and paper, to order it, to have it shipped here before one person purchased anything. We had to put that money up for it to come here. Some of you guys are just, I'm not gonna pay that kind of money. Oh my God, that's too much. Like, you can't even fathom putting up 5 figures to get product that's ready to ship. And all you have to worry about is boxing it up and shipping it out. My revenue capacity is based off of how much can I place an order for, get it here. I can go in, we do inventory, I can count that, and I know exactly how much money, if I sell that at regular cost, and if with my sales already being built in, how much can I sell that at? And this is going to make me at the most this amount of money. That is where I can now put projections into my business plan, and I can show an investor, I can show a bank, this is how much, this is what we've made, this is what, what we intend to purchase, this is the projections. I want to be able to have this money to be able to get exactly this so that I can reach these goals. You can reach them, but it's going to be very hard trying to do it off of the money that you bring in, because as you guys know, a lot of that goes back into reinvesting in your business. And even with it, so we're going to have another therapy session about what it truly means to reinvest back into your business, because a lot of you think that it is buying more inventory, buying machines, buying DTF printers when you don't even know you have a market for it. That's not everything that reinvesting back into your business is. You may need to reinvest that into outsourcing help, into marketing, into like your branding package. You may need to invest that into things that you're going to buy just to test out in the research phase. And when you reinvest the money back in, it's not going to always be to get more equipment. You guys have a toxic relationship with what you think reinvesting back into your business is. And that's going to be a whole nother therapy session. If they can't come in my office, they can't have my business time. Man, what you said. All right, let's see. Would that be as of right now? Wait, what? Oh, with the full-time job, with my full-time, it would be about 3 hours per day. I try not to have any waste with the Roland, but you have to prepare for worst case scenario. So even though you may try to not have waste in your pricing, you should be accounting for waste, because once you have that waste, if you're saying, oh, I'm trying not to have waste, and then you do, you're automatically losing money. Okay. So let me go back to this. That was, I said, what, $1,000 a week. I forgot to ask y'all the question. How many weeks we working per year? If we were doing this every single day, every week, there's 52 weeks in the year. All we're doing is 3-inch decals. How many weeks out of the year are we working in our 3-inch decal business? We started a business called 3-inch Decal Plus, or 3-inch Decal Emporium, 3-inch Decal, whatever. This is your new business. I'm not doing anything bigger or smaller than 3 inches, because I've worked out the math for that. And this is what I'm going to work when I have time for this. After my job, I'm working it full time. I'm working a certain number of hours per day, certain number of days per week. How many weeks are we working out of the 52 weeks? So someone says 49 weeks. Okay, someone else over here says 45 weeks. Very toxic, very toxic way of thinking, because you have to be compressed. Especially, I don't know your situation. If you have a family, there's family time, there's vacation time. It's going to be impossible for you to be dedicated to being in that business every 365 days out of the year and all 52 weeks. That's impossible. It's not going to happen. So if that is your way of thinking, you definitely need to change your mindset. So the only way that works is if it's not just you. So now you have staff where when you are off, your business is still running just because you are on vacation. But wait, that requires hiring. The folks that you hire needs to make money, so that you now have to figure that into your overhead and the cost of running business. All right, so 46, 49, 45, I would say 48. So I think 48 would probably be good, that good middle ground, okay? So let's say, somebody said I would say 48 to make time for family, okay? So 1,000 times 48, $48,384 would be how much those jobs would, like if you're charged, and this was based off of charging $1 per decal. A 12-inch set, every set of prints was 12 decals, and they were based at $1 per decal. You will bring in that will generate revenue, not profit, revenue of only $48,384. Then there is business expenses, cost of operation, there is your taxes, and then actually buying the supplies. So if you yourself if you were making $45,000 on your regular job, and you're like, okay, well, I'm tired of dealing with them, I want to go and work my own business or whatever, that's not enough, like, because you're not going to have 48,000. So this is how you figure out your projections and how much you're actually going to bring back. This also doesn't include reinvesting back into your business. It is so important to take the time out, take a break from your business and all this stuff that you're doing to do this for your own business. Whether you are making t-shirts, you're making candles, you're making hoodies, you're making tumblers, you're making Stanley tags, you're making chip bags, you're making if those of you who do party favors and stuff like that, and you do chip bags and you want to go and give people the world when it comes to these party favors, if you were to do this, you would probably end that service based off of how much you charge. You are probably going to want to not ever do a chip bag, a Capri Sun. Actually, the Capri Suns aren't that bad, but chip bags, Rice Krispie treats, things that you actually have to wrap and put glue on in 1, 2, 3 locations and cut and do the little crinkle thing. If you were to do this same breakdown, you're going to realize you've been working like a slave. Okay, you hired your teenage daughter. Did you hire her to where she is, you are paying the taxes on it? She gets a W-2 and all that kind of good jazz? Or you told her, you have volunteered your daughter into it, and this is this how you get your hair done. This how you get this. There's a big difference between hiring someone and them being volunteered that they have to work the business. Big difference. Because if you hired her, that means somewhere in there, y'all splitting whatever's left from that 4,800. Nah, then you didn't hire her then. This is how you get your hair done. No. You didn't hire her. That's a crafter's mindset. That's not a business mindset. That's not a business mindset. Makai Jeremiah and Zayimani on payroll. Zayimani worked the mailroom. He also thinks he's an instructor. Some of you guys have been there. He'd be like, okay, guys, he trying to teach. They on payroll. That little 3-minute set that Blue Ivy does, she's hired. She get paid like them dancers. She on payroll. It's a big difference. Big difference. But I just wanted to show you guys that example that even with like the rolling, like figuring out what your revenue capacity is based off them. Now, if I were to go and reinvest the money, if I was to get, I mean, I wouldn't get that same one. I think that's just ridiculous to get the same one. Because now knowing how slow it prints, now if you get a bigger, more efficient machine, you're going to work that one to build up the business. To maybe you're saving that when you still keep your 9 to 5. This is what you want to do. You eventually want to leave your 9 to 5. So this is just going to supplement, not that it's going to set you up for that to walk away. So at least now people know about you and they know that you're able to do this. Maybe every red cent, because it costs about like 30,000 for like, well, I think it's the next one up. The next one up is only like 25. But there's like another one that's really going to let you do some things that's going to cost you about 30,000. But if you know that money's coming in, you might put some down. You might finance the rest. They're going to be willing to finance it because you're going to show that, hey, I'm making money on this, right? Because I have the data to show that I'm making money on this. You can trust me with financing this to me. I'm going to get the bigger one. And with the bigger one, you're going to be able to pump out more. So you're increasing your revenue capacity, and it's going to be a lot easier to reach those goals. But you have to be honest about the equipment that you have, the setup that you have, the guaranteed help that you have, which sometimes is just you. And even you're not guaranteed to do what you need to do. Had someone yesterday tell me, oh, I would do this design challenge. It's only going to take me 5 minutes to do. I'm tired. Or like my 5-year-old says, I'm bored. I'm tired. So when you have your, oh boy, oh me, I'm tired moments, to not even try. I love you, Ebony. And it just so happened to come up. It's no shade, no tea, whatever. But it was just that that came up on one of them. I'm tired. I'll try this tomorrow. I told her, I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna check with you because that's something that only took maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So you yourself technically aren't guaranteed to do what you need to do for your business because sometimes you don't want to give up 5 or 10 minutes. But hopefully this kind of helps you break it all down and gives you a starting point to figure out your revenue capacity based off of the equipment that you have already invested in. And if it's shirts, think about the different ways you're going to make shirts, how you have to get them. If you're using different brands of shirts, different quality of shirts, what's the price points on those? What's the differences in the cost from doing sublimation, DTF, screen print transfers, and things of that nature? You have to figure out your revenue capacity. And then you also have to come to therapy tonight. Click the link in the description of this video or go straight to our website. As soon as you scroll down, underneath the main banner, you're going to see the thumbnails for the sublimation collections. Then you're going to see the Pricing for Profit seminar. That is amazing. And I was actually just listening to the bonus session. It's really good. So you have Pricing for Profit, which is still discounted today because I forgot to take it off. And then right underneath that, you're going to see the business pricing therapy that is scheduled for tonight in about, it is 5 o'clock. So in 2.5 hours, I'm about to change your life. If you decide to join us live tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Central, 5 Mountain, and 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's only $6.53. If it is not, if you feel like your business and being better in your business, it's not worth $5.63. And it's not priced that way because it's cheap information. It's priced this way because I know my audience, and y'all like to act like y'all don't have no money, but I guarantee some of y'all just went and got you some wings for lunch. You know, like me, I'll go to World Famous, and see, I like to get me seafood egg roll and some honey glazed wings, all flats. Yes, God, with a strawberry lemonade and a piece of that bomb lemon pound cake. Literally will go up there, and just that's literally like a $20, $21 order, somewhere in there. Y'all ain't got no problem doing that. But $5.63. I know y'all like to act like y'all don't have it, but y'all went to Starbucks. Y'all went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning. You're probably sipping on a drink right now that probably cost you more than $5.63. If I give you this for free, you think I'm going to give you some bullshit and I'm actually taking just a little bit of money from you? Well, not taking it from, but you know what I mean. You know, it's a little charge. I just want to know that y'all aren't going to waste my time. So there's a little fee to it to come to our pricing therapy session. Okay. She says, you ain't got to tell me 2 times. That's what I'm talking about. I will see you there. This is something that I decided to do when I was talking about pricing all on my Facebook page, and I'm looking at some of these answers, and I'm just like, whoa, y'all really have a really bad toxic relationship with your businesses and pricing. I mean, from people saying, oh, why would you want to pay $12 for a polo? I get mine wholesale. Okay, well, what's the quality of yours? Why are we quick to look for the cheapest option when there is clientele that wants quality? If you did not watch my video 2 days ago where it says, I think it's like, God, it's 2 days ago on Honestly Speaking. It's about crafters making this big mistake about pricing and pricing your products for your business. There's an example in there about Gucci. Go check it out. It starts and I did this whole breakdown at about 44 minutes, but it's an hour and a half video. Yes, it is a little bit lengthy. It's well worth it though. Even in my little vent session, it's a little bit worth it. It's definitely worth it. But I see so many of you guys, you're so quick to jump to the cheapest option. If your mindset is, the first thing is, why are you paying $12 for a polo? Maybe I was getting a quality polo. An Adidas polo at a wholesale location with a wholesale account. An Adidas polo, which you can definitely still embroider on, is going to cost you $22. So if I have clientele that wants to wear an Adidas polo, they want their business name on a Nike polo. Everybody doesn't want gilded. Everybody doesn't want Hanes. Some people like what they like. So you can't go and say, because if I'm paying $12 for it, it's probably a better quality and I have clientele for that. So you guys also need to stop telling people what's right. You need to figure out what's right for you. What is right for you, your goals, who you want to market to. Everybody is not trying to market and get to the celebrities and the Beyoncés and the Cardis and the Oprahs and the Denzels and the Nia Longs, and I'm trying to go the Britneys, the who else is like kind of like a D. I'm trying to think like from the top to the middle to the bottom, the Will Smiths, the y'all get what I'm saying? Like everybody's not trying to hell. Some of y'all can't even market to people on Love and Hip Hop, like, because the people on Love and Hip Hop, they like to flex and fake the funk like they got money. So y'all not even going to appeal to them because they want to buy some shit that they really can't afford just to say that they have it. So you think they going to be checking for your little cheap gilded shirt? You can't even market to the people on Love and Hip Hop. So yeah. everybody is not looking for cheap. But if that's your clientele that you are marketing to, then yes, for you, oh, I'm never going to get anyone to pay that. Well, you're not doing what you need to do to market to the ones who are going to pay that. I have a birthday dinner tonight. Will you have another time frame I can be a part of this class? Well, all my classes always comes with playbacks. I don't know when I will do the exact like pricing therapy session. Again, we have some other ones that's going to be lined up. Will they all be $5.63? No, but we have some others lined up. But anytime I do any type of training, you always get access to the playbacks. Do I have a minimum order for customized shirt, or do I have? So when I was doing them, I do a lot more of the teaching side now because it is hard as hell trying to manage both. It really, really depends. I'm not gonna necessarily say I have a minimum, however, I don't charge the same amount if you're ordering one. It takes more work to order one. So it's definitely at a premium price when someone is ordering one shirt. So if that's all they want, I'll definitely do it, but you definitely gonna pay for it too. So depending on what time zone you're in, it starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you're on Central, yours may say 6:30. It's going to give you the time for whatever time zone you're in. How do you pay? You go over to our website, shop.hsinc365.com. In the description of the video is a link that goes right to it. But if you just go over to our website, shop.hsinc365.com, it is going to be the main banner. It's going to be your sublimation collection banner. Then it's going to be pricing for profit. Then it's going to be the seminar. Oh, I just thought about something. You can get it for half of $5. If you go on there and you get the pricing for profit seminar, it's buy one, get one 50% off. You can attend this for damn near free. I just thought about that. Yeah, it falls under the buy one, get one 50% off. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Probably should have went up a little bit on y'all, but no, I'm just playing. If you go or if you want the 30-day training and you want to attend the therapy tonight, it'll be by the silhouette training and get 50% off. Actually, I think it takes 25% off of both. So of both classes. But yeah, you can buy one, get one. How do you register? Go to the link in our bio. Go to our website, shop.hsinc365.com. Shop.hsinc365. See, like this, honestly speaking, hsink365.com, whether it's shop or www. I secured all domains. So even if you put www.hsinc365.com, if you type in www.honestlyspeaking.com, it's still going to go to the same website because I have secured all domains that correlate with our brand. But it's in my bio. I got your 30-day and the Zoom tonight. I'm excited. Woohoo! It's always great when we get guys in the room because it's always kind of woman driven in this industry, or at least like the majority of my audience. But I do have a couple of guys that roll with us tight. They roll with us heavy. She says I had ramen noodles. Well, I can't really say about you. I'll be there. Everyone needs to invest in themselves and level up with Honestly Speaking. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that, Russ. This is all gold nuggets she's providing. I have too much in my cart already. I have the 30-day training, rolls. Okay, so if you have the rolls of paper, please do not mix that. You can mix it with classes. That says 8 to 10 weeks. That will not ship out. You can't come over here and pick it up. It's pre-order. So don't order any other paper with that. We prefer that you don't really order anything because like order them separately, but because it's going to affect like it fulfilling certain things. So I think it actually even says it on there. Do not purchase with other items because that's pre-order for the rolls of sublimation paper. I wish I had seen it before I checked out. I'm going over to get it now. Hey. Don't cry. All right. Any other questions for me? No, it's on all of the rolls, the 8.5, the 13, and the 24. And this time around, we have fast dry and tacky that you can register. I mean, you can pre-order. All right. If there are no other questions, I look forward to seeing each and every one of you at our business pricing therapy so that we can break these toxic relationships that we have with our businesses and this fear that we have over pricing and just not understanding how to properly price for your goals. I will never say how to price for 6 figures, 7 figures. What are your goals? And it's important to set goals. If you are new here, I have said time and time again, when I got into monetizing the skills that I have developed, I didn't say when I started a business, when I started to monetize the skills that I developed, they were for a specific purpose. It was for our vacation fund. It was that month. If I knew what we wanted to do, I'm going to hustle to get that so that my husband, the money that he was bringing in from his job, that was for everything else, all of the bills, that was for our savings, Mine was for all of the frivolous stuff. So when I was doing all that, because I was a stay-at-home mom, ever since my son was 3 months, 6 months, I have been working from home. Wasn't out, in corporate America working anymore. My husband has a really great job. That took care of everything, our mortgage, like everything. And I did it for mine was for all of the fun stuff. So I didn't have as much pressure on myself about how much I made. I was able to service the community that I wanted to service, which was mothers, preferably, like it was more so single moms, especially those who had multiple kids, who wanted to give their kids a nice birthday party, even though their funds were a little bit short. So I wasn't necessarily like balling out of control and had this high revenue, but I knew the audience that I wanted to serve, and the amount of money that I would make would serve the purpose of what my skills, like what I was using them for. It was to pay for our vacation fund, our kids after high school. I never call it college fund, or their after high school funds and stuff like that. And then once the pandemic hit, everything that I had learned, I have been practicing on, where it was just kind of like, mad money, it now kicked in to where this is our full-time business now. Everyone pretty much works in the business, and we work not from home anymore. I'm glad about that. We're not actually working from home. We actually have a dedicated workspace now, but everyone works in the business, even the little ones, and they love working in the business. Monty loves thinking that he works the mailroom. When we go take stuff to UPS, he wants to jump out of the car. He wants to pull the cart. So he earns his paycheck. But having all of that and knowing our projections, knowing what we could afford. We couldn't go on vacations with that money that I was making that I saved up because it was COVID. So that went to, our first batch of paper combined with like our pre-sale of it, but that went to our first batch of paper. So it's just about setting realistic goals for yourself, not trying to put this pressure on yourself that you have to be this super powerful empire, this multi-6-figure, multi-million-dollar business, and you just started 6 months ago and all you have is a Cameo and an Epson 2803. Okay. Okay. The professor is professing. Let's see. Can you use the roll paper? Yes, you can. That's why I first got mine for it. And I only have workforce printers. I can't stand EcoTank printers. So yeah. Sorry, having a hard time getting to the area to register. So don't worry. If you can't click on the thing, go to hsinc365.com. So if you can't like click on the bio, it's acting all crazy. Write it down, hsinc365.com. And then just go to that website and then you'll find it. Even if you just Google hsinc365, I am indexed. We are Googleable. Other than some paper for notes, do we need anything? Nope, nothing at all. Is it the Pricing for Profit seminar? No, Pricing for Profit seminar is great. Like that is one where I really break down pricing for profit. This right here is not a full-on Pricing for Profit seminar. How I break down, like that sucker is broken down in that. That's 4 hours plus an hour bonus. So it's like a total of like 5 hours. That is broken down. So that's a different one. Right underneath that, it says, I think it might say creative business pricing therapy session. So the one for tonight is the therapy session. So you don't use anything. You can't just, it's not like those printers where you just put the roll there. You still have to cut it down. All Epson printers print up a max of 47 inches. So you have to cut it down. If you go to the website, it actually tells you all of that in the description. All right. So I shall see you guys later. Until next time, I need for you to send a message to the website, please. Send a message in the chat. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.